Hi Internet, I'm not your attorney without a signed contract and payment of my fees. This video is informational only and should not be taken as legal advice. Let's talk about co-parenting after a divorce or separation and how having another partner brought into the situation can affect your relationship with your kids. Specifically, let's talk about some positive stuff today. I think we all could use a palate cleanser. And let's talk about how having a positive relationship with your current partner's ex can really be positive and enriching for your children. Of course, here's my celebrity example: Miranda Kerr, Orlando Bloom, Katy Perry, and here's my caveat: this is alleged. I am not their lawyer. I have no idea if any of this is true, but I think it's a really good example for people to think about in the context of their divorces. So, we're all familiar with the fact that in this year, Katy Perry had posted a really sweet post saying that Miranda Kerr was her sister from another mister. And we know that Miranda Kerr and Orlando Bloom share children. And I can only imagine that with Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom also having, I think they have one child, maybe two, I can't remember. But the bottom line is they have siblings from both of these relationships. And I believe that that's really positive and really in all of the children's good and best welfare and interest for these adults to be getting along. So if we take that out of the context of the celebrity world and bring it into the real normal world, in the real world, these are the parents that when they go to soccer games, they can sit next to each other and cheer for their children or child or children, multiple children maybe, and they can have a warm and calm and inviting space for their children in public. These are also the parents that in private continue that space. They're not disparaging to the other parent. They're not disparaging to the other parent's new partner. They're not disparaging to any stepchildren or half-children that are resulting from these different relationships. And they're really just putting the children first and focusing on an environment that is filled with positivity and love and security. And why that's so important is divorce or separation or having two households is this transition for children. And for most children, that's really difficult. If you add in toxicity towards a parent's new partner or towards new children that are introduced to the mix, it's harmful and negative to your child, to the other children, and in general, it's just not good for the world. It's not really good in welfare to be putting that negativity out there. It sets an example for your children, and it's not a good example. And it teaches your children to really not be able to accept new situations and transitions in a way that supports, adjustment and moving forward in life. And this is important not just in your standard typical divorce, but it's important in divorces where maybe one parent has had a substance abuse issue or a mental health issue or some other significant issue that affected them and their well-being, and they've now become healthy or adjusted and they've made it through a tough period and they've met a new partner that's supportive of what their needs are and helps that parent be a healthy parent. Because what I like to tell my clients is your best case scenario is that both you and your former partner can be the best parents and be healthy and supportive of your children. And you don't have to like each other and be best friends, but what you put out is really going to reflect not only on you, but it is going to reflect on your kids. And I have seen parents who have been through really difficult divorces and they've been able to come out on the other side, and their children are not just existing, they're actually thriving. And that is the one thing that divorce does not have a barrier, whether it's social or economic. You can be in any financial class or social class, and if you can work successfully with new partners and new children that are introduced to the family, it can have such a positive impact on the children. And I think that's really important for people to keep in mind when they're going through a divorce. So if your former partner is going to introduce you to their new partner, just do your very best to be supportive so that in the end you're not really supporting anyone but your child or the other children involved. Because as Whitney Houston said in her song, I do believe the children are our future, so let's treat them well. It is a weird world out there, guys. Stay safe.